Good morning, everybody. It's Steve here. Just wanted to say what a pleasure it was to meet you all yesterday, and I'm very much looking forward to working with you. As I said yesterday, the events of late have caused me to rethink my approach to this class, and I'm coming in to this project, this class, with probably more enthusiasm and more passion for the work than I've had in a long time, because the events of the past few months have reminded me how critical this work is and how life-saving it can be. So looking forward to it. Hope you are too. We'll do our best to keep it light and interesting. So there's just a couple things I wanted to remind you that I sort of didn't point out yesterday, and one probably obvious to you. But first, if you look at your schedule, you'll see that there's a reading for each week. Forgive me for pointing out what is probably clearly obvious to all of you, but the sort of expectation is that you'll read those assignments, at least read through the chapters in the textbook before the class. So for instance, Wood Chapter 1 is in the grid for this upcoming week. So, the assumption is so we can have some basis for mutual discussion that you'll kind of read that chapter and maybe take some notes if you feel that you need to. The other thing, and probably a little bit more important, is I meant to go over the process for uploading papers, and I didn't yesterday. Again, this is probably something that all of you know how to do, but I don't want to make any assumptions about it. So let me cover it for you real quick. If you want to stop this video and get your class site opened up, we can go through it together. It won't take but a minute. Anyway, once you get on the class site, under Documents are all the assignment sheets that tell you exactly what to do and how your thing will be graded and how long it should take you, and specific requirements for that kind of thing. I handed you one in class yesterday. I probably won't always print them because I'm trying to be as eco-friendly as I can, but they'll always be available to you either in your hand physically or at the very least in this document file on the class website. So the other thing is, and this is what I really didn't cover in class yesterday, when you go to upload your assignment, there's an assignment upload button there, and that's where you're going to actually submit the thing for grading. So you open that button. I'm going to pull it open now, and I'm going to look, for instance, at issue proposal number 1, which is what is due on next Tuesday. And I'm going to open that, and then I have to get my glasses on so I can see, but there's some information there for you, and the grade point, number of points it's worth. We'll talk about that in class next week. This is worth 0 points because I'm going to keep track of these things elsewhere, and I will explain that to you on next Tuesday. It's actually worth, I believe, 25 points, or whatever it says in the syllabus, and that will be kept in another place. And I'll explain that to you next week. Anyway, when your file is ready, and remember that you need to give me a Microsoft Word file. I can't do Google Docs, and I can't do OpenOffice, and I can't do emails. So when you have your file ready to submit, go to Browse My Computer, the button there. Don't click Write Submission, because that's going to give you just a field to cut and paste your document into a blank field. If you do that, it will mess up your formatting, so I won't be able to evaluate your formatting or advise you on that at all. So don't click Write Submission, click Browse My Computer. And then you'll browse to your file in just the same way as you browse to something that you're going to upload on Facebook. And you'd select your file. Once you find it, you select it, and you click, I think, Open, and then be sure to click Submit. There's two things. Once you've found the file and you selected it, you're going to click Open in your own word processing program. and then the thing will appear there, the file will appear there, and then you go down to the bottom of the page and click submit. You have to do that for it to be submitted. And then if you have any concerns about whether it was submitted or not, go to the grades button, which is over on the left side there, and those blue buttons. Go there and open those up, and you'll see the thing, and if there's an icon there, you'll know that it was submitted. So again, you've probably all done this. You're probably completely familiar with this procedure, but just in case, I didn't want to make any assumptions. And the last thing is, I have made a little test assignment. So if you go back to assignment upload link, the button there, and you'll see a little thing called test. And that's just for you if you want to try sending me a file to make sure that it's all working and make sure that you understand the process. Type out a little file. Hello, my name is Mary and I'm quite contrary, or whatever you want to do. Type out a little Word file and then submit your little test file there. If you want to. You don't have to. It's not required. But if you want to do that, and then if I get it, I'll reply back to you pretty immediately, letting you know that I got it and that things are okay. So I'm sorry I didn't cover that in class yesterday. I meant to, and time just kind of got away from us. So I hope you're having a great week, and have a great weekend, and I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks. Bye.